So, have you already registered to vote? Have you casted your vote yet?
I haven't cast my vote yet. I should still be registered. I do
Uh-huh.
my best to keep up with the local elections too. I
Yeah.
do my best to, but sometimes I miss them. But for the presidentials, I definitely keep up with those.
Hmm.
I have not cast it yet. I just learned you can go downtown and just go in there and cast your vote now. So
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
do.
Early voting. Yeah.
Because my granddad was telling me about it, and then today we were down there for something else, and I like they were all outside waiting. Hey, are you gonna vote today? No.
Mhm.
Talk to these people, but I didn't know this was the place to go. Good to know.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. There's so many, so much is going on with this election. It's like, why are we listening to all this rhetoric? You know, and I mean, it's only one choice to make. The person is speaking to common sense. This is not a comedy show. Voting is
Right.
not a comedy show. So why are we listening to comedy?
People like to be entertained.
That's what they do. That's what I'm trying to what because people don't do their study and they don't do their research. That
Right.
that party, that's what they do. They only use people with mostly celebrity status.
Mm.
Ronald Reagan used to be an actor.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
You're talking about the political party in general. I thought you were talking about the current situation. I understand.
Yeah, no. Their thing is what you call it with the with the gun association. That's the guy that played Moses. You have to pry my hand from my dying hands. Oh, everybody wants to be a killer. Everybody want to kill innocent people. It don't matter what city or country or state. You want to kill innocent people that ain't got a gun. They in the middle. So why don't the presidents of this country, the Congress people of this country, why don't they just go out there and shoot each other? Well, you don't have to shoot innocent people getting killed. We have innocent people dying.
Yeah.
Countries dropping bombs, killing kids, and they're saying because of what? War's been going on ever since I've been born, and that means they've been going on way before we were born.
Right.
Look at how many people done died, billions of people that just want to get up and take care of their family, raise their kids,
Yeah.
and take care of the responsibility and paying their taxes and everything else. And they got one up dying, and they don't even know why they're dying.
Right.
You know, everybody does something wrong. Everybody, countries are attacking somebody else. But at some point, don't you think somebody got to sit down and talk?
That would be nice, but not everybody's mature enough to do that. I just talked to my friend about that this morning. Like,
Uh,
there's certain personalities you just either you have to wait for them to mature or see the importance of communication, or you just have to choose not to associate yourself
right. But
in
that's
those ways. Like, you can still associate yourself in the way that they can handle, but it's just meeting somebody where they're.
yeah. And that's the key. That's the key component to when even doing talk shows. It's not just getting in bashing this person or I'm black and you white and I'm black. Okay, but the thing is, you still human. I don't care what color you want to call yourself, what race you
You
want to
look
call
at the
yourself.
same things.
Yeah, we all are striving to have a good life, go out and enjoy ourselves, take care of our family, let our kids grow up and have friends. And, someday when we're no longer here, who's making a change? We got people running for office, just got on city council, and they want to be the mayor.
Yeah.
You ain't been in politics. You haven't even did your full term as a city council person, and now you want to be mayor of the largest city in Virginia. Virginia Beach is the largest city in the state,
Mm-hmm.
and you saying you're going to be able to navigate that. So, let me see how you figure that out. Let me see. The people that put you up to it is the same people that's trying to stay in power. So you're not running the city. They're using you for a figurehead. Or should I say that? Or should I mention you are a figurehead to try to make a certain group of people vote for you so they can keep the same power. If they won't try to keep the same power in the city of Virginia Beach, because that's where I live, so I don't want to talk about the other ones that do the same thing. Why is it that the government saying break up the system of way you voted before and use the 10-1? So everybody get a chance to pick people that represents their city, their areas. So everybody can vote. And since they did that, they're still spending millions of dollars trying to overturn something the federal government said, no, this is what you use. And they did a study and had the citizens of Virginia Beach, Black, Filipino, Puerto Ricans, Latins, whatever nationality, they said, we like this system better. But yet they still trying to go back to where it was. Why is that? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We fight against change that is for the better, just to go back to a system that most of the people in the city of Virginia Beach wanted to get recognized. Mm-hmm. And then what you do is you approve something. Then what did they do in Virginia Beach? It'll be 4 or 5 years, 7 years, 8 years before you decide to do something. But how did you come up with all that other money? How did you come up with all that other money to build a park, memorial down at Virginia Beach? To memorize the people that lost their lives down at City Hall. Right. Isn't the guy wrote a manifesto or he left notes because of the way they was treating him? Aren't we still doing the same thing? We're still measuring that we're going to stay in power. We're going to keep this going. We're going to promise you this, but it ain't going to get done.
I was going to say promise but not deliver.
Right. So, and that's what the city does. But who's suffering? The young people.
Yeah.
The minorities are suffering. And you're saying, well, we working on it. Yeah. All you got to do is do your research, follow the money. Because I know President Biden passed the bill when he got in office and gave away $170 million to every city. Every city. And half of that money went to projects that had nothing to do with grassroots organizations, minority businesses, and organizations to stop violence in the community and to develop programs for young people, to try to cut down on the violence.
You said none of the money went to that?
Very little. Very little. Because I am a 501c nonprofit. I have talked to them and went down and, hey, send me this, send me that. And then when I told one of the city council persons, I said, you gave $1.6 million to the arts people. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm developing books, coloring books, comic books, and programs to work to persuade young people not to use violence and to seek help from teachers and them parents to let them know what's going on before they commit suicide. They said, I didn't know you was an artist. And then, not only that, but they've been over to Old Dominion University on my talk show.
They don't remember that?
They said, I did not know you was an artist. I said, what?
Assumptions, actually.
I got pictures and paintings on, I'm just saying, for somebody to tell me something like that. So where did I get the coloring book from? Where did I get the comic book from? Where did I get the character from? And you sit and tell me I got paintings, not, I'm just saying, it's not that it's because they didn't know. They refused to give me any kind of assistance in all the cities. I've been spending money in these cities, 7 cities, out of personal money. I done spent thousands of dollars in the cities, doing things, doing contests, going to school, running programs. And all of them sit there and tell me, like, only thing you're trying to do is get money. If you give me back the money, if you just give me back all the money I spent, I'm pretty sure it's well over 6 figures over the years, because it's about helping our young people. It's no game with me. It's not, I'm trying to sell a book. I'm trying to show young people you have to learn to come together and stop the foolishness, because the foolishness is the pipeline to prison. You're going to jail. You're going to jail, or if not, you're going to the cemetery. Pick and choose which one you want.
There's not a sense of unity anymore, though.
Yeah.
There's not a sense of having the authority or a union towards a goal anymore, unless you're in a structured organization.
Uh-uh. So I don't been every situation there is, and I come to the conclusion, because I own it, it's copywritten, they can't steal it. They cannot steal it. This has been going this has been going on for years.
The situation with the kids, they need guidance and they need stuff like that.
I know,
So
but
programs are like, they have programs and there's some that are effective, but there should be a lot more.
right.
Missing on areas. So
But you cannot solve a problem. It's no what they say, it's no one fix thing that can solve the problem. But young people, again, do not feel love. They don't think you care about them. Only thing, like everybody's saying, you just want to get money. That's what the kids think. You just worried about your job. You ain't worried about me. But see, I talk to kids. So how do you think I know these things? Because that's what they tell me. I ain't making this stuff up. I used to do teen dances and do different things, and they come to me like, Mr. Vaughn, please, we have nowhere to go. This is what they, please keep this open, and so we can have somewhere to go. Safe. They want it out. They're not going out to create a problem. They're just going out. But you do have people like they go to football games, basketball games, and what happened? Somebody decides to bring a gun. Somebody's upset about something. But if you don't talk to them, that's why they do it. Because hey, ain't nobody paying attention to me. I'll get their attention. I don't care. I don't care no more. Kids being molested. It's a lot of stuff go on that people don't understand or realize. What affects a child to go get a gun? What affects a child to want to get a gun? To take somebody's life or to shoot a bunch of people because he's been mentally affected, where he's been assaulted in some way that he ain't sharing it with nobody, and he don't want to tell nobody because of the way it makes him feel when he talk about it. Then he keeps it locked up inside, and then when the pain gets too much, he go gets a gun. Now I'm going to show you what my pain is. So people will sit and talk. I don't do the talk. I listen. I get my information. My books is real. That's why it's called The Real Adventures of Captain 85, because I talk to the kids and I take their stories and put it in coloring books and comic books, because that's what the pain they go through. That's the pain they go through. So people just don't. It's like, you're telling me you care? Well, you can't care that much if I'm talking to them and they telling me don't nobody care. They'll tell you that, But I'm sorry to get on a rant,
No, I'm sleepy, so
Yeah.
I'm able to listen and still
Yeah,
be here.
yeah. And the thing is, you got to show them that you care.
Yeah.
And
You
there's
have to be consistent.
Yeah.
You can't just show it in these grand acts and throw money at a child and then expect them to have a relationship with you.
right.
And you don't, like, I understand how people have a disconnect between connecting with a child, but I also don't understand, because a child has innocence to an extent. So no matter what you do, they're going to be grateful that you're spending time with them.
Yes.
because that's all that they want. They really just, I'm learning a lot from this puppy. They really just want attention.
Right.
And attention can be you being in the room with them while they're doing something else that they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You standing there, like when we were young, my dad just stand in the doorway. We clean the room, no problem.
Yeah.
If he left, we clean the room, we go play, we forget we're supposed to clean the room, still playing, he comes back, he's frustrated. So now he's got to stand there, wait till we finish the room when all we wanted was him to be there.
Right. Yeah.
And people, like, they understand it, but they don't always think about it that way because the child's not thinking of responsibilities or the next task that has to be done. The child is in the moment, so everything they do is what's in their face.
Yeah. And that's the whole key. The same thing. You're like getting young people to register to vote. You got to talk to them. You can vote for whoever you want. Yeah.
Grandma was on it with us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if we learned about it later and having not had any reason to, like, one of the things Alex said that I understood, but kind of more understand, like, the more that I have responsibilities, politics really don't matter to you until you have things that you have to be concerned about, until you have kids, until you have property, assets, until you're starting to build wealth, and then it matters who's in office and in your area, but also over the country.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You got to lay the foundation. It's laying the foundation because everybody's. When it comes to elections, it don't matter if it's local, state, or national. They got a team of people just to deceive you, and that's what art is. That's what communications is. It's an art form, and people are going to say, "I didn't know you was an artist." I went to broadcasting school. I got a degree in communications. I went to New York. Most of my teacher was radio and theater. You see them on Broadway. So when they ain't doing no shows on Broadway, they still got to pay bills. So they would teach at the radio announcer institution in New York. So my teacher she played on all my children during the late 70s when they start talking about AIDS in the 80s. The young lady that had AIDS, she played her mother, and it was like, wow, this lady's on TV. She's my teacher. Oh, wow. And then she told me, say, Henderson, you're not going to make it in radio because you got that Southern drawl. When you
said before, at the time the standard was different.
Right. But and then I'm like, she said, but I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna show you how. She gave, it's a lesson. It's a lesson. I still got the same lesson now. That show you how to change words. To show you how to just take a simple pencil and put it in your mouth and push your jaw right here all the way back and press your tongue up against that pencil and then read something. And you will see the whole difference in the way you pronunciate words. If you take your time, slow down, it slows you down. Because you think everybody on the news and all them born to talk like that. No. It's a technique. You learn the techniques. Painting. I can teach you how to paint. You mean I can't draw, I can't paint. Yeah, you can. All I gotta do is show you. A few simple steps. That's why when people started doing the paint by the paint in the wine and painting, they'll show you how to draw it out and paint it. But then when you begin to look at it, you begin to say, "Oh, I can paint." Yeah, you can do whatever you put your mind to.
It's I went to one with my sister. Hers is different than everybody else's. My sister, she doesn't need guidance. She just needs to see the picture and then she can figure it out.
Right.
I need a little bit of guidance so I can figure out where they're trying to go, and then after that, I can figure it out from there. So our pictures looked completely different, but hers looked a little bit more
realistic.
I think I still have it, but I think it was like one was more realistic and one was more creative, but they still looked good.
Right.
Instructors turned out kind of standard.
Right. So. But as they say, art, whatever art is in the eye of the beholder. Because studied at Old Dominion, we went over to the other art gallery before they build it over there by across the street from the art classes and the other museum they got over there. And man, some of them students were getting mad. We went in there, but they just had people that didn't have any any professional training.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, did those students get mad? They had art by Afro Americans,
Mm-hmm.
and man, these students went back to the class, and the teacher was critiquing them to discuss what they liked about the painting. They were mad because why am I looking at that when I got to pay tens of thousands of dollars to go to school to get a degree in art?
That.
And these people are just painting and don't have no degree, and they winning awards and they getting money. Oh, I mean, that was man, man. That was,
Lesson anyway, because it really didn't help anybody for that. It sounds like.
but that's the thing is when it comes to us. See, when it comes to us doing it naturally, they don't people don't like it. I mean, I used to argue with black students. I mean, when we have critique day, oh man, that's why I really don't show my paintings because it's like when you go through, I don't have no problem people critiquing my work. You don't have to like it. I didn't draw for you to like. I'm just trying to show that I can use my mind to be creative. And that's and thing. So the things that I do are things that are unseen. You see what I'm saying? So you don't understand my work because it's unseen. It hasn't been done yet. It hasn't been brought into fruition. When I do something, I got oh, you seen the paintings on my house, in my house, and the one I got that I, over by by my TV. There's one I painted with. I put three suns or three moons in the painting. Don't they supposed to have another moon this month?
Oh, like a different, like a red moon thing.
No,
But,
two moons. It's gonna be two
oh,
moons. It's gonna be another moon in the sky.
well, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
So
So
you're like premonitioning it in paintings.
right, because it's in what we have is we have the ability if we take care of our mind in the right way and
Mm-hmm.
understand that we are not just a human, we are more than just a human being. We're spiritual creatures
Mm-hmm.
because we're in the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that when we don't understand, we don't study, meditate, and pray. That's why
Mm-hmm.
we it's a lot of stuff that our young people go through that they don't know about. We don't
Yeah.
we don't sit down and talk to them in a way to say, hey, it's okay to feel that way, but let's look at it this way. Why you feel that way? Why are you wanting to hurt somebody? Is it going to make you feel better?
Like, what's the end goal here?
Right. It's only that feeling's going to only last for a moment because you beat somebody up and you might have beat them up and you think you won. Now everybody's cheering for you. That's only going to last for a brief moment. But the consequences for your actions is going to follow you all the days of your life. That's why it's in scripture. It's going to follow you all the days of your life. Whatever you do, it's going to follow you. Getting angry. I don't waste my energy getting mad with people. That's why I always tell you, I'm always in my house. I don't have to go around people. I don't have to be around people. Why? Because I don't allow.
You want to stay home too.
It makes you don't
It
want to.
really makes you want to stay home.
Yeah, like I said, if I'm not working in the club to entertain you, I don't hang out in the club. So that's why people don't see me because only time I like to go out if my wife when it goes somewhere to dance, but most of where you go ain't no dancing.
Yeah, that's true. I go with my friends, like a group of us.
Uh-huh.
And I've had a really good couple of nights over the past couple weeks
Uh-huh.
where we'll go out and then they dance and I don't know how to dance, so I'll pop in a little later. but I'll just enjoy the music and then I'll participate and then enjoy the music again. But they take over the dance floor. So
Right, but you can't.
circle.
Hey, let me tell you something. So you'll know. As a black person, every black person can dance. So what you're doing? No. Let me show you. Let me show you so you can stop it. You just did one thing. What did you say you can't do?
Dance.
Right. You told yourself not to dance. See, words have power. So when you said that you couldn't dance, a dance is only moving of your body. You may not have the rhythm, but you practice it. You got to practice. That's the part you practice. Because
I've seen myself in videos.
uh-huh.
I just don't even want to do it anymore. I can sing. I'm okay singing. I don't have the skills. I feel dorky, and I feel like I look dorky.
See, this is what you're saying. Look at the words. Look at the words you're picking to say. You're telling your mind, I'm a dork. So what your mind is going to do is create you saying what you say. That's why I don't hang around with people, because people say negative things, and then that's going to interfere with my tranquility. So if you say it, I tell, like, that's why I dress the way I say. You see me with the Captain My Dream Maker hat on. Let me pull it up here so you know. What do I care about what people think about me? What do I care? Right. Why? Because I'm not there to entertain you. I'm here to entertain myself, because I'm getting attention. Then if I ain't getting attention, why? Next thing you know, everybody now dressed up in costumes. Everybody's dressed up because then they can take a picture of themselves. They can see themselves. But I have 5 different stage names, 5 to 6 different stage names. I got one when I first started. I called myself SD and Company. Then I changed it from SD and Company. With SD and Company stand for Super Disco in the 70s. It was disco. So I just said SD and Company because I couldn't afford to buy all the words to put on my. I built my DJ set and I couldn't afford the letters because I won't make no money then. So I just said SD and Company. 4 letters, 4 to 6 letters, and that was that. So then I said, okay, now I'm gonna change it from SD and Company, which stood for Super Disco. Then I used to call myself the Freaky Deaky Madman.
Yeah.
So I got pictures of it. I'm gonna put them up one day. Where I used to go to the theatrical place, get the theatrical makeup, paint my face silver, and I had a goatee then. Paint my face silver, and put on a karate suit, and put on a blonde wig. Now I'm the Freaky Deaky Madman because I'm a dancer. I love to dance, and when I go to dancing, I don't care who on the floor. Everybody gonna go sit down and watch. Everybody. And when I'm in the club from there, I started when I was reading the scripture when I wasn't working in the clubs at night. That's how Captain 85 came about. And people don't even know. Everything about Captain 85 is out of the scripture. I can show it to you, but I just don't tell people where it is. Because then they're like, well, I'm Captain 85. No. I figured out how you got it. From Tiger Woods, when he got the one on the side of his cap with the and curtsy, and the E then forms into a 0 and it spells out 1, the one. I did that back in 1979 when I was started to design Captain 85. I just bought paper and I took it to the printer company. I wrote it out just like I said, the one, and it would say, "You will know him by this sign." And the sign was for Captain 85 was the circle of the one that represents my shield. Because I was trying to find out how I'm gonna get the shield made. That shield cost me back then $900.
Yeah.
People like, whoa, this is heavy. Police officers like, can I hold it? When I see people like, can I hold it? I can tell you, I done been everywhere. I was in Washington, D.C. The police escorted me across the street.
That's good.
The people call in and say, hey, that's a strange fella out here dressing up. I was in the car dressing. And when they came by and they saw me, like, hey, what you doing? I said, oh, told them my name. The people, I come up here to support the gun violence up in Washington, D.C. And I said, my name is Captain 85. And I was dressed because I got to be in the march, at the Capitol. And they said, oh, okay, yeah, we know. Yeah, we got you. Yeah, but we had somebody to call says a strange guy. Dressed.
Because it dawned on me, oh, it's a strange guy changing X, Y, and Z in the parking lot. That's not the strangest thing that happens in DC.
Yeah, but they was calling in. They said we got several calls.
In a costume, and there's a lot of I don't know. That just blows my mind right now. Because I know times were different even before now. Like,
oh, that just happened that was in 19. That was about 1990 something or 2000. I got pictures of that. That was when Alex was about 11 years old. He was with me, and he was with me.
2010, 11 or something like that.
Yeah, because he's 23 now, 23 or 24. Yeah, and he was with me, and my wife, she was driving the car, but I got in the back of the. People said this guy there's a guy out there dressing up. I don't know if he's a terrorist or what. And then when they came up, they said, okay, just follow us. Drive, just get behind. We're gonna escort you where you got to be at. And I got out, and then they escorted me across the street into the Capitol. I said, thank you. They said, no problem. And then as we marching down the street from the Capitol to go to the Lincoln Monument or whatever, and the people was like, whoa. People were stopping me, tourists, and they was taking pictures of me and stuff of that nature. I'm kind of shy. That's why when I designed it, I don't like a lot of publicity.
Yeah.
I just do things so that I can be myself. So I don't like to talk unless I'm in disguise because I'm creating the character. But what I do is my character is to get comfortable, get the young people to get comfortable. And that's why I do the characters, because they are comfortable talking to the character, taking pictures. So when how, I done been places. People gave me extra $200 and $300. Just here you go. This check for you. Whoa. What's that for? That's for you. People come buy my books. I said, okay, I'll give you. No. Oh no, I'll pay for it. See, our people will want it for free. The other people will pay for it.
Hey,
yeah.
Like, in general, yeah. I'm blessed to be in a family that makes sure to tip even if they don't.
Right.
Or they won't accept pay. They'll
right.
offer some or an exchange of services or something.
Right. So, but what I do is whatever I already spent money. If you're giving me something, I'm only taking that money to put back in to spend it back into the project. It's not going to me. It doesn't go to me. These books is designed. I had to take charge of the books because Amazon and them wanted me to charge for the coloring book $24.
Yeah.
This is a coloring book.
Because somebody's gonna pay it, but I don't think that price is fair either.
Right, but I dropped it down. I said, no, that's okay. I'll put it out. No, I don't want to put it out. And I dropped the price down to $19.85.
Yeah, that's more cost effective.
Right, cost effective. But even then, it's designed. There's a lot going with it to the program, because it's the money to be made is to feed the program, to keep to make the program ongoing. And then if I get sponsors, then it's less money that I have to pay out of pocket, but I can facilitate it more further to reach the population that I want to reach, and that's the young people. That's the young people. It's all about, it's just staying focused. I tell people, you stay in your lane, I'm staying over here in mine. That's why If you want to buy a book, that'll be great. If you don't want to buy one, ain't no skin off my nose. They ain't gonna stop nothing. You ain't stopping the train. I've been working on this ever since the 70s. What is this? 2024? The money I done spent over the years,
Yeah.
it's not going to affect me one way or the other as long as I get people that tell me when they meet me or hear my name and they come up to me and say, I want to say thank you for what you've done. I heard your Captain 85 stuff on the radio, and my kids and us, every time we listen to it, they come and ask questions. And that's the first time my kids ever talked to me about something. And I want to say thank you for doing that and keep doing what you're doing, because that's the first time my kids we ever had a conversation about something that was important about gun violence and stuff. Then the white lady I gave one to, she just burst down and crying. And the guys that worked at the ABC store, they come out, they were gonna beat me up. Yo, man, what did you say to her? I said, what are you talking about? I said, what you say to her, man? I said, yeah, I said, what's going on? Man, she in there boo-hooing. What did you say to her, man? I need to know right now. I was like, bro, you better bag up. I said, I gave her a comic book. You what? I gave her a comic book to give to her son. You're telling me that she's crying like hysterically because you gave her a comic book? Yeah, because she said her son was locked up, and she talked to her probation officer, and he said he wasn't coming home. So I told her, do he like comic books? She said, yeah, he like, and I gave her the book to give him. And then a couple of months later, I went down there. She said, hey, I got some great news. I got to talk to you when you come up here. I said, okay. I said, what's going on? She said, I gave my son the book. And I said, oh, okay. And he was reading it. But what's the most important thing, the other day, his probation officer called saying that for some reason, my son has changed his attitude. And I asked him what made him change. He said he read a comic book where it was a basketball player playing basketball in the book. And I said, oh, yeah. He said when he get out, he's going to work with kids in the community. And my son will be home this week because of the book. His probation officer said he could now come home. So this is the stories I get. I got letters from Betty F. Williams that the kids wrote. I gave them T-shirts with the Captain 85. You can have fun without drugs. Sponsored. I'm the only DJ, only person that a corporation sponsored that ain't a celebrity. I only have a few left, and they did like 2,000 T-shirts. I gave them away in New York, other cities and states I was traveling to. This guy, Captain 85 and Coca-Cola, their logo, saying you can have fun without drugs. So I can keep telling people, when there was a time, people don't even understand because they don't do their research. They don't know. Don't you know at one time you could not sell sodas in a school?
Because of the sugar.
No, because that's making the young people buy it. You could not sell stuff in school. Like branding. Gotcha. So when I put Captain 85, I was able to go in the school system and have Coca-Cola to be identified. And people don't know, no celebrity can promote anything if they don't use it. That's why you see everybody drinking wine when they talking on television or selling it. But they don't mean they drink it. They mean like they are pretending to drink. Because if you don't drink it, if you don't use it, it's false advertising. So when people don't know, because they don't study, I've been studying this stuff for years. So when, so what we do is we get to the point that our young people are persuaded to use gun violence. with the games. You know, one of the number one games.
Call of Duty.
Well, now it is for the black community. You know what was the number one game that came out, and they stopped it. Def Jams, Street
I didn't know
Fighter,
they made a game.
huh?
I didn't know they made a game.
Oh yeah, it was popular. They was fighting people, getting on the subway. You know,
Did you know?
Buster Rhymes, Buster Rhymes and them. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
back there, they always did. All the people that most of the rappers, Ludacris, all of them was in this game. How come they stopped making it?
That's funny.
How come they stopped? They tried to turn Mary J. Blige and a couple of other artists into super characters. Mary J. was, I think it was um, Marvel. They had a character where she was flying through the air, you know, like Storm,
Mm-hmm.
but she would go through the neighborhood, run through the alleys of New York, fighting people.
Yeah.
And Snoop, back in 2000, what is this, 20, about 18 or 16, saying he wanted to be the first super black hero. That was before the Black Panther. So when people don't know, they don't know. I've been doing this for so many years. They don't even know all the tricks and traits of what they even say when it comes to creating a character. Creating a character is the hardest thing you can do. That's why when you come up with your what they call your name, Simply C, that's your sub name.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to use your real name. Most of the people on radio, at one time on radio and television, that wasn't their name. That's a sub name. You make up they make you up a name so that people can identify with your character and not your person. That's why all these things are included. But it's getting late, and I want to take time to say thank you for coming on. Do you have any closing comments?
Go vote early.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how easy it was until today. And that was just by chance that I saw everything. You just literally walk in and it's an easy process.
Right.
So get your vote in now before the polls get there and then you forget and you go do something else with your time or something like that. Just take 15 minutes to drive downtown, walk in the office and make the vote.
Yeah.
And then just to keep, if you believe in God, keep God in everything because that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
I would hope that you believe in God today because I'm barely awake right now. These conversations are necessary, and the goal is to inform the community on the positive things about life and the world and what we can do to be conducive members of our society, but also build ourselves and our personalities. And I forgot the word I was going to use, our personal development.
Right.
So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to pop in here, even though I was late.
Oh, it happens. Don't worry about it. I'll edit it. I'll be re-edited it to put it on different platforms. That's why with your closing remarks, we'll get it. It's just getting information out to young people. I mean, I could talk all day. What that old man trying to tell me what to do.
Everything you're saying is important, and I'm at that life stage of being in between being the kid and then being the parent who's like looking after the child's best interest, but the child is not understanding. I just was that child.
Right.
So I hope that my perspective can offer kind of, I forgot the word, but like the mitigating type person who can speak between communities. That's always been my goal to be. And this is just another perspective that I've been able to reach to. So I appreciate you thinking of me.
Hey, you're the future. If I don't think, as it's a practice what you preach, how can you say you want young people to vote, but you never got a young person on the line, on the show? I mean, there's opportunities, when I do reach out to people, they're working and they can't be on, or, I can schedule them, try to work around their schedule like you and the other guy that's supposed to come on from there. the Democratic Party, but he's at lunch at 12 to 1, and I might be able to get him back. Text him back and if he still wants to do it, to come on and talk about so do it I can and record it and play it back later, because I didn't think he was going to be able to do it, but he said he wanted to. He asked me, would it be okay if he come on and talk? And I didn't want to well, yeah, sure. You come on. Right. Yeah. I mean, what I do is ask people, because all I'm doing is one thing, is documenting. Because as you know, through history and all the things that we have done, what they tell you, we didn't know that because nobody was recording them then. Now it's so easy to record. You don't have to record people fighting. You can record just to document that you was present. It's the presence. Your presence will be felt. This will be forever on the internet, on YouTube, somewhere in the atmosphere. Somebody will run across and say, hey, they was doing it back then.
Yeah.
Somebody made an effort to say, this is the right way. We have to look at it. We have to discuss it, because isn't that what you do when you go to college? Aren't you researching history?
Oh, I'm so happy. Like, as much as I didn't like my degree, I'm really happy I did my degree, because there's a lot of information that I'm able to pull. Like, hey, this isn't a good source. This is a better source. This is what we used in school. Oh, I still have access. Bet I'm gonna read this. And I like being a bio major. So a lot of my classes, we had to go through scientific articles, which are at least 10 pages long.
Yeah.
And half of those pages are just data. Nobody likes sitting and looking at numbers. I hated it. I did it. I didn't like it.
Right.
Now that I'm not a student anymore, it helps me when somebody says something. I can tell if they're saying it out of educated perspective, or if they're saying it out of, oh, you've heard somebody else say that. So, well, they said it, and what else did they say?
Right.
No, this is what that means. Or this, let me look it up, because it's not that I don't believe you. It's just that I don't understand, and I want to make sure I understand where you're coming from, so I can understand where this conversation is supposed to go.
Right. Because people don't truly understand. They hear it all the time, but it goes over their head. Words have power.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what the word means, you just speaking because you heard somebody else say it, and it makes you look like you know what you're talking about.
But you look good to people who don't know.
Right.
So really doesn't help you.
Right. So what I do is, because that's the way my teacher when I was in the special education class taught me, take 10 words tonight, look them up in the dictionary, and know the meaning, then write it in a sentence. So your mind learn to know how to use it correctly. Because English words have different meanings, even though you might say, oh, that's your prerogative. To an uneducated person, that's a big word. What is prerogative? But to an educated person, they know that, it's my business. That's what it really means. It means, so that's your prerogative. Only you can interpret it any way you want to. And that's what young people don't understand, is that silence is the most powerful weapon you got. You don't need a gun. All you got to do is look at a person and walk away. And if you can't walk away, then they'll see what that power, the silence was, because they're off guard.
Right.
And then if you have to defend yourself, you'll have the strength to overcome whatever they had in mind. Because your mind has to be, that's what you learn in martial arts. That's what martial arts teach you. You're not fighting with physical strength. You're fighting with spiritual strength that turns in and give you the strength to overcome your opponent or your adversary or the enemy. How many words do I have to come up with to kick somebody's butt? So, and because people have always taken me for granted in the nightclub, but at the end of the tape, they found out I should have just listened, because now kicked my butt and everybody looking at me.
Right.
but I don't have to touch you. It's not touching you. I don't have to touch you. You
Right.
know, I've been in fights, but at the end of the day, somewhere along the way, you're gonna come back and apologize.
Mhm.
You're gonna come back and apologize because the Bible already says, "Touch not my anointings and do my prophets no harm." I didn't try to harm you. I just didn't want you harming yourself. That's why when I'm talking to people, I don't know everything, but I know the road you're going down is going to be dark, and you're going to only wind up hurting yourself.
Mhm.
Don't put yourself in a situation you can't get out of. As the guy once told me when I was on a job and I was talking in front of the other uh, young guys, black guys, when I was about 19 or 20. And I told him, I said, "You told me you were going to pay me more money." And he didn't want to. And they were like, "You're going to pay him more money. You got to pay us too." And he got upset. He said, "Y'all just go ahead and get in line and let me get ready to pay you so we can go, so I can go home." Right. And then he comes to me and say, "Hey, because they used to call me Joe Link. Hey, Joe, from now on, don't repeat what I've said to you and stuff. You're gonna mess around and write a check your ass can't cash." I said, "But you said it. You didn't tell me not to tell nobody. You said we standing here. You said you're not paying nobody no extra money. And you told me to come in. And if I came in and get back in time, so you don't have to stay there and wait till everybody get in, because it was a long route, you would pay me extra. But then when you get in front of everybody and say, I ain't paying nobody no extra money. You said nobody. So now you didn't tell me I don't work, came in at 6 o'clock on a Saturday, ain't had no sleep because I was playing cards and lost my money. Yeah, well, I ain't making no, I won't get that kind of money. I won't get paid that kind of money, that I lost. But I drove, and I'm just saying, I drove without no sleep that night, and I had to ride all around for Portsmouth and go up to Suffolk to the airport on 58, that private one. And wasn't for the man upstairs, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today.
Yeah.
The truck had wove off the side of the road. I was headed for
Yeah.
the sign. They had the cities, all the cities that what stuff on it. And I woke up just in time to pull the truck back onto the road.
Yeah.
I woke up then.
Mhm.
But like I said, I done been in a lot of situations, a lot of them, and I'm still here today. But the clock is still ticking. I'll be here till I'm 120. So I don't, I try not to get into a situation that's gonna, you know, as they say, shorten your life by not believing. It's your faith and what you believe in that keeps you going.
Mhm.
So thank you so much once again, Simply C. I didn't mean to keep you over the time, but it's always a pleasure as usual.
It was nice chatting with you too. It
Uh,
was fun.
yeah, it's always fun. We could talk. That's what we don't do. Why I do this is because people have to learn to talk. They want quick fixes. Hey, yo, baby, what's going on? Let's go get a drink. Let's go have lunch. And we'll talk about other things later. But just to sit down and I'm brought up, this is what our family was brought up on. Just sitting around talking. We used to sit around and talk. We didn't argue. But now the art of talking is lost because nobody is showing love. When you talk, you're expressing love. You the you like the person, you can communicate. I'm not right about everything. I'm not wrong about everything either. But I know if we learn to get to understand one another, we'll see we're all human and we all go through the same thing. And with
Mhm.
so that's the reason why I appreciate you so much. I can always depend on you to come on. You know, you just say I'm like Al Green. Call me. All right, got to get ready for the 3 o'clock show. Thank you so much, C.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, anytime. Bye bye. Well, that's the show for today. I know it's always a long conversation, but I'm going to re-edit this and break it down, and edit it for the content that I need. But remember, always remember one thing: love is the key that we need. We are not showing our young people love. We're not showing each other love. And most of all, you're not showing ourselves love. When you look in the mirror, remember what Michael Jackson said: it's the man in the mirror. Yep, Captain 85 and the Dream Maker today. Just want you to know it's all about love. If we learn to love ourselves, laugh at ourselves, you'll be able to relieve a breath of fresh air. Until next time, join me at 3 on the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. Until then, America, and the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. Bye bye, y'all.